fuck's sake, Nintendo, what is wrong with you? I mean, it's just not Nintendo. It's Sega for Yakuza 6, whoever made Knack. Oh, we're putting up the demo. Oops. Actually the full game. Like, really, is it that hard to make a demo? Like, seriously, you just take the first couple of levels, no extra data, no final boss data, nothing. You just take the first 2 or 3 levels and snip. Just slice the levels off, detached from anything else. As in, they can't unlock the full game, as there is no full game, as you just sliced it off. And is it really that fucking hard to get the cut tool and just press the cut button and, oh, I don't know, check your work before you upload it? So, as you might guess from that rant, guess what happened to the demo for Star Allies? Yeah, the data got mined, and you'll never guess what the coding found. Exactly. I mean, it doesn't really matter now that the game is up and out there and it's the full thing. But before, like, an entire 2 weeks before the game even came out, or coming up to a week when they finally cracked everything, there was spoilers upon spoilers. It had all the levels written out, all the bosses written out, images of the bosses, and absolutely everything. How fucking hard is it? So, yeah, that was a thing that happened, because apparently we can't just do what we did in Crash Bandicoot 3 for the PlayStation 1. We can't just put in a code and get the first level of Spyro 3, which is just the first level with no extra data. Nah, we just gotta fucking upload the full game and hope people won't figure out how to crack it. So that was a thing. But anyway, whatever, that's in the past, the game's out now. So this is Kirby Star Allies. Not much to talk about on the story. It's like any Kirby game. Bad man doing bad thing, you gotta go stop him. And this time around, we have the Dark Heart! Dark Heart! Exactly. And the Dark Heart are causing badness throughout the land, and anybody that sees the Dark Heart gets possessed by the Dark Heart and becomes evil themselves. But Kirby wasn't infected by Dark Heart. Instead, he got a nice pink one. So he gets to be good, and you use your goodness in order to remove the Dark Heart from everybody and save the day. And our main saving day time this time is not a big fat corporate man that is a resemblance of the AAA industry, but instead 3 generals that are totally not a reskin of Susie, but they are, but shh, and a mysterious cloaked figure that I've totally not seen before at all, definitely not. You broke my grill? And yeah, go stop them. It's like any Kirby game. Bad guy, stop him. Completely fine. They are bloody amazing. And pretty great. Kirby always keeps a very nice constant quality when it comes to its graphics, and here it does not disappoint. It looks visually stunning, from the grasslands to the caves to, oh, fuck you. I said it in my first impressions and I'll say it again here. Why do you tease me so, Nintendo? Why do you tease me so? Why do you fucking constantly keep showing beautiful fucking beaches! Where is the Sunshine HD remake? Look at the fucking water and sand! It's not that hard! You just have to pull it from the fucking GameCube! Exactly, past Spyro. You're just being a cock tease at this point. Just make Sunshine HD. Like, look, you're just showing it off at this point. You're just rubbing it in people's faces at this point. Like,
oh hey, oh look at this. Do you want the Sunshine HD? We showed it in the Cascade Kingdom and we're showing it here. Oh, you really want that Sunshine HD? Oh look, we made a new update where Mario can get the Sunshine t-shirt. You want it, don't you? You want it, don't you? Well, fuck you, kids!
yeah, fucking cock teases. Just fucking make. Oh, hey, the little water dragon snake thingy has a rubber ring on the beach. Oh, he already looked cute, and that just makes him look fucking adorable. Oh, it's amazing. But yes, from the scenery to the enemies to the friends to the visual effects, like save that. Very true, past Spyro who wrote this. We don't want to give that away too early. That's like saying about new funky mode before we can meme it. But from the enemies to the scenery to the visual effects to the backgrounds, once again, Kirby is on point and looks bloody amazing. I have to think that potentially my favourite area is this one, where everything's frozen and you've got all these little fences that are made of crystals or all rainbowy, and then in the background there's just these tubes filled to the brim with a rainbow assortment of gems. Does that mean that I'm going to be collecting all of them? You know, twice now I've been disappointed. Someone said that my trilogy was getting announced last week. Never fucking happened. You're a bunch of liars. And then today I was told, oh, it's GDC today. It's the Game Developer Conference today. Activision's going to show your remake off today at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the second time you fucking lied to me. Stop it. Just let me have a fucking remakes. Copy paste what I said from the last section and put it here. As with the graphics, like all Kirby games, the music is on point. As always, from the overworld music to the boss fights, your ears are going to be ripe with fantastic track after fantastic track. I mean, one of my favourite tracks in the game is where Nintendo Content IDs a video of a demo. You know, a demo that's given to the press for review purposes, so they're clearly and blatantly ignoring fair use, while big channels like Game Explain can upload completely unedited trailers that are clearly in breach of fair use, and these trailers are on Nintendo's official channel, but they don't get Content ID'd whatsoever. Here, take a listen. Yeah, fuck you, Nintendo. You greedy, greedy assholes. But the Kirby music is really good though. Speaking of Nintendo being arseholes, let's talk about the gameplay. So this is where the biggest bone of contention lies for a lot of reviewers. It's no surprise as there are several things in the game that are kind of assholish that could have been easily fixed but didn't due to Nintendo either being lazy or greedy. One in particular is the co-op partners and the online play. So, this game's main gimmick is co-op partners. Throughout the game there will be puzzles that require 2 or more powers to solve, and Kirby, well, he can only suck in 1 power, so how do we solve this problem when we need to? With our new main gimmick, of course, that being, well, the Star Allies. So every enemy in the game, mostly, you can take over these rock guys or the mushrooms. Why can't I have a mushroom man as my friend? I want to see the mushroom man do the mushroom dance. Why won't you let me have a mushroom man as my friend, Nintendo? Anyway, most enemies in this game can potentially be your allies. Just find the one you want and, like Princess Cadence, zap them with the power of love. That's also another one of my favourite tracks in the game, you greedy, content IDing dicks. But anyway, we don our pink pony princess suit and use our new love powers to completely remove their free will and any thought that isn't about me, Spyro Cadenza, and being my perfect friend. And if you are thinking anything else other than being my friend, well, I think somebody needs another dose of love from the greatest princess in gaming. Or, if MLP is too old hat for you, then I can change from one pink princess to another. One that is positive all the time, and with a little help from my magic horn of positivity, you will be freed from the shackles of depression, and just be as positive as me all the time.
Everybody's so happy now, which makes me so happy! Yay! Oh, I'm Uni-Kitty and she is me. We're intertwined so seamlessly. Five of a kind, we live cheerfully. The happy horn fills us up with glee. We're not stressed, we're satisfied. We're having a blast and we're smiling wide. Be positive and you'll be carefree. Then you'll be happy just like me. And me, and me, and me, and me. If you want to be happy, just act like me.
After all, it's not like I'm taking away their free will or anything.
You're all acting weird! What do you mean? We're all acting like you! Okay guys, be yourself! We are being ourselves! So you tried on the happy horns and it's taken over the mind of a loved one and you're completely overwhelmed with guilt and shame.
Anyway, after some brainwashing and happy positive reinforcement love magic, the bad guys will learn that the best way to be happy is to make friends, and thus join us, and by making friends, we can combine our powers to solve the puzzles, because that's the power of friendship! Yay! Although for the rest of this review, I am going to stay a Spyro Cadenza. as I cannot keep that hyperactive positive voice up for the entirety of the next 20 minutes, considering some of the things I'm going to say about a few of the modes. And rather than just this random picture of Uni-Kitty, at least with this suit that King Flick made for me, you can tell it's me with my beautiful blue eyes and my hypnotic eye. So thank you, Mummy Flick. Only not really, yay, as this is the biggest weakness, as the AI is too good for the most part. As if you have the right elements for the puzzle, just even before you get to the door, the second you get on screen and you can even look, oh, there's the AI solving the puzzle already. And you know, this isn't just me. Don't take my word for it. Here's another person that's seen the AI in action.
Way too efficient, and either make you as a player completely redundant, or they keep killing an enemy before you get to suck them up and take their power like you might have wanted to, or you might need to make a particular type of enemy an ally so that you can use their ability, and sometimes your friends rush in and slash the fucker to bits before you get a chance. As you might expect, this makes the game easy even for a Kirby game at points. Bosses especially, you can just sit back sometimes and let the allies take over for you, which isn't great.
Exactly. Now, Jim doesn't show anything off because he's too busy rambling. Let's show some stuff off. Like, as you said, if you are standing there, the AI will relentlessly beat down the enemies. Yeah, that's the thing. So they pretty much do everything for you to an overbearing degree. A fight, nah, don't worry, your princess. Your delicate pink princess hooves are too delicate for this, so let us beat the bad guys for you. Yeah, I mean, I would like to do it myself. Like, no, princess. You're a princess. You're too delicate. We'll do it for you. So no matter what you're attempting to do, the AI is most likely one step ahead of you and has already solved the puzzle, cleared the screen, and done everything before you can even get a chance to blink. And it makes the game too easy.
You might expect this makes the game easy even for a Kirby game at points.
But the problem with that is it makes an already easy game even easier. Star Allies is one of the least challenging games in the series, with only one extra mode really offering anything in terms of real difficulty.
Exactly. And people are like, oh, fucking too easy. We're coming back to the difficulty, don't worry. But it makes the game too easy, as everything you do kind of feels like, hey, it's no longer a Kirby game where you're running through, you're sucking up the enemies yourself, you're solving the puzzles to yourself. It's more just a walking simulator of you just walk along and you let your friends do the fighting for you. Now, these two problems could have been solved with a little bit of work for Nintendo. So, point one, you could kind of, if you wanted, play as a reverse Uni-Kitty, a bitter, hateful, negative person that never ever makes a friend. Problem there is you can't solve a single puzzle or get a single alternate path, as all puzzles, alternate paths, and even the final boss requires friends. So there's that idea out the window. But number two, the one that is probably the easiest way to solve it, is you could play with your friends. That way you have fun going through the game together, solving the puzzles together. A great idea. The only problem there is it's not online co-op. There is local co-op, but considering how a lot of people either like to play the Switch in the comfort of their own home, or, you know, maybe in a different country, Spyro is in England, Midnight is in America, Bub is in Mexico, you know, it would be great if you could play online. However, you can't, and that right there sums up the entire problem with this game. It's clear that it was designed for 4 players. It was a multiplayer game. It was designed for multiplayer. But if you're a sad, pathetic loner with no friends, then don't worry. We've got the AI to help. But then, again, it just makes the game kind of boring as it becomes less of an adventure through Dreamland and more of a walking simulator, as the AI is already killing everything and showing you the puzzle solutions. But hey, I guess that added extra few lines of code to turn local to full online was just too much hard work for Nintendo. Rather try and content idea review so Reggie can buy another packet of Dunkaroos. And from here, everything just falls apart even more. Not that Nintendo fans will ever admit it because they are nostalgia blinded, but we're getting there. You see, another problem with this game, aside from clearly being made as a multiplayer game and having the AI make the game too easy because you're supposed to be playing with friends, you sad, pathetic loser with no friends, aside from that, it's the length and the price. You see, unlike Triple Deluxe or Planet Robobot, this one is way shorter as there is only 4 worlds and each of the first 3 worlds have 6, maybe 7 levels. In total there's about 35 levels, which being a Kirby game are not all that long. Yet, unlike Triple Deluxe and Robobot that wanted a reasonable £35, $40 being they were DS games, Star Allies here has the sheer goal to charge £45, $60. Yeah, that's right. What feels about the length and plays like one of the DS games, they want a whole extra $20 or £20 out of you. And all the problems lie with the extra shite, and that's what it is, all this extra shite that really no one cares about that could have easily been scrapped for creating a better main experience. Like, first off are the mini games. They are completely pointless and the worst in the series. Like Meteor home run batter thing. A meteor comes in, you press A right there at the right time. Oh man, what a great use of time and effort. You pressed one button and that's it. There you go, the game's over. Man, wasn't that such a use of valuable resources? And again, that would be a okay minigame for multiplayer. You know, that thing that's not online so no one's going to play it.
Yes, but Spyro, it was in use like DDD's Drum Dash.
And this is the worst problem. This is the worst problem I met across my recording, typing and editing of this fucking review, and that is the fucking hardcore Kirby zealots that are so nostalgia blinded over shit minigames that are shit that it has to be in every Kirby now. Oh, this minigame's bad. Oh, but it was in Triple Deluxe. DDD Strum Dash was in Triple Deluxe. I don't care where it was in Triple Deluxe. And no matter what you say, no matter how much this particular thing that we'll bring up is lowering the game's quality, got to keep it in because it was in Triple Deluxe, because it was in the original, and it doesn't matter how bad it's going to make the game, gotta keep it in now because we're so fucking nostalgia blinded that that's how it's gotta be. You've gotta have the shit mini game. It doesn't matter how shit it is, we just got to have it because, you know, it's not like you could have scrapped those mini games and made a few extra levels or anything. Second up is Guest Star Allies, a mode that is basically a time trial of the single player, where you can play as any of the allies. A nice idea, only no one likes fucking speedruns unless you're on speedrun.com, and you could have easily added the timer to the main story. So that's pretty pointless, and two, it's especially pointless if you were playing local co-op, as you've already played the entire game as an ally, so it's just a massive waste of time. Oh, no, sorry, you get an extra boss at the end in the form of Meta Knight, dressed as a pretty, pretty butterfly. As it's not like, oh, I don't know, you could have scrapped this whole mode. Crazy thought here, but you could have scrapped this whole mode and just made a fifth world with the Butterfly Knight as the fifth world's boss. What a crazy concept, but again, what's that I hear from over the hills and far away? It's the Kirby zealots come out to play. Yeah, but the time trial mode or a variant of it was in Robobot in the form of Meta Knight's Revenge. And lastly, there is the ultimate choice, a arena with levels of difficulty. Oh, there's levels of difficulty here, but again, we'll come to the difficulty in a moment. Let's finish the arena first. And once again, this is a massive waste of time. It's predominantly a boss rush that is fun once or twice, but you need to do every difficulty in order for 100%. And the further in you go, the more pay to win it gets by the end, and you'll see what I mean by the end. I mean, once you get past level 4 medium, which that's okay, I've been enjoying up to level 4, we get 5, 6 and 7, spicy, super spicy and inferno, and it starts to play the bullshit artificial difficulty game of let's ramp up the enemy's HP, increase their damage and reduce your damage. And before anyone says I'm talking shite, because I know a couple of people said I was talking shite during the live stream, here is Mr. Dink. I am using the same setup of Blade Kirby, Meta Knight, Chef Gordon Ramsay and the Painter Girl, and oh look, their health bars, despite being the same constant damage, one is going down slower. So don't tell me I'm talking shite, because there's your proof. Now, Inferno level 7 is the highest one, and it's got a lot of semi-bullshit things, but there is a chance. As long as you have a modicum of skill. I mean, look at the fight I had with the Butterfly Knight. I had to dodge appropriately, time, and really have to focus. Now, the fact that it chops your health bar in half is pretty bullshit, because you know what else chops your health bar in half? You know what other game chops your health bar in half? Fucking Demon Souls. You know why Dark Souls 1, 2 and 3 and Bloodborne didn't chop your health bar in half? Because it was bullshit and nobody liked it. But aside from that, as you can see with this Butterfly Knight, I'm dodging appropriately, I'm focusing, it's a fair challenge, it's alright, I'm getting there, like it. But oh no, you're not done. Even though that was pretty hard, and it was somewhat bullshit but still overcomable, you're not done. There is one more, which is the Soul Melter, that is a full-on pay-to-win, gimmicky ass bullshit, i.e. the Lost, because ha ha ha, look, soul random hard character, just don't get hit and you don't die. What are you, some kind of fag? Get good. Oh, there's a robot in the end of the dungeon, he can't pick up red hearts, only shields that are rare as balls, making it way harder than it has to be to kill the Lich. But don't worry, if you just don't get hit, you won't die. Get fucking good, son, get good! Oh, that one guy in Crypt to the Necro Dancer that can't miss a beat, even if you have full health. If you miss a beat, you're dead. Well, don't miss a beat! Get good! Get good! Get fucking good! Is this memes? Is this memes? I believe this is memes if I do say so myself. I do say so! Yeah. Soul Melter is that whole ahahaha so low random telos get good bollocks. So, the health is spongier than a sponge at the Florida gun sales, the damage for the enemy's up, and your damage is down. And as for your HP, well, yeah, we sliced that way the fuck down. As you know, who needs a fair challenge? And oh, you don't get any health items aside from these shitty little tomatoes that don't even fully heal you. But it doesn't even matter, because even if you enter a boss fight with full HP due to the restrictions, you can be one-shot nice and easily, especially by the Butterfly Knight or the fucking bullshit final boss. And yeah, you see that question mark up there, where it's like, 2 enemies? Question mark. Yeah, there is a surprise, extra secret, super duper special boss at the end, and fuck it! And the only way you're going to get through it is if you have the amiibos, and the Kirby ones at that drop the max tomatoes. So, hope you stumped up the green for them amiibos, and anyone that says they beat Soul Melter without the amiibos are a bunch of fucking liars. You didn't. Moving on. Now, we ranted there on the arena for a while, but it comes down to everyone's biggest problem. Then the counter to the problem, and then that the zealots will counter, and then the critics will counter the counter. So, due to all this extra shite, it's too short, but more importantly, due to the AI solving everything for you and beating everything up as we've shown, it's too easy.
You might expect this makes the game easy even for a Kirby game at points.
But the problem with that is it makes an already easy game even easier. Star Allies is one of the least challenging games in the series, with only one extra mode really offering anything in terms of real difficulty.
Thank you to both of you. I am the third one saying it, and there are many more that are also saying it's too easy. Now the counter from the raging pink fluff balls foaming at the mouth with nostalgia is, it's a Kirby game, it's supposed to be easy, there is never difficulty in a Kirby game. Then the counter to this is, but what about the arena? There is a clear indication of a difficulty curve in that and a difficulty meter. But such logicked words will send such creatures into a frenzy. Now, I bring this up again for a reason, as the AI makes it too easy. However, unlike this absurd man,
Of saying it, this game is just too easy. Maybe there's some hidden Celeste challenging level somewhere, but honestly, a game shouldn't put you off because it's boring you. You shouldn't have to wade through content you're not enjoying to get to the good stuff, which is how Star Allies felt to me.
Although I don't know that we need to go quite Celeste levels of sadistic.
Yeah.
Come on, that's the whole other end of the spectrum.
This is a game about
That's
a pink...
just mean.
Yeah, this is about a pink cloud. Let's put it in perspective.
no one wants Celeste difficulty. Fuck no! I'll get to Celeste next, but fuck no! Nobody wants Celeste difficulty. But people were hoping for something akin to Triple Deluxe, a little challenge. If we look at it on a scale of 1 to 10, Star Allies is a 1, and let's cut your health bar in half and completely fuck you in the ass Demon Souls is a 10. Mario Odyssey, a fairly easy game, but with a slight challenge, is a 3 or sometimes a 4 at most on the darker side of the moon. And that's what people were aiming for. A 3, maybe a 4 at a push. Nothing too hard or absolutely punishing, but just a little bit of a push. And the kick in the balls is the difficulty slider itself. It's already there in the game, in the arena. And you could have just scrapped the arena and had the slider be in the main story mode. And before anyone says the main story mode's not supposed to be hard, well, don't play the harder difficulty then. It's like the golden tanuki leaf or the white Donkey Kong. If you don't want a challenge, you quite literally don't have to take it or even see it. Like how many things are made to be more inclusive for those with less skill, like the golden tanuki leaf, the white Donkey Kong, or indeed the new funky mode. Why not also do the reverse and be more inclusive for those with a greater skill? And again, I would not bring this up if there was not a literal fucking difficulty meter in the game to begin with. But that way, the purists can enjoy their easy Kirby game that some say is too easy, and the more adept can put the challenge slider up if they so wish. But again, you don't have to take the golden leaf if you don't want to. You don't have to set it to Soul Melter if you literally don't want to. It's just being more inclusive. So, my final verdict for Kirby Star Allies is a 3 out of 5. It's a great game. The music is great. The graphics, especially the Star Road on the final boss and the Sunshine levels, and even the gem-covered Ice Kingdom, or the thing that looks a bit like those old Croc levels that are all nighttime with the ruins in the background. Fucking fantastic. And the base game of sock the enemies and take their powers, really, really fun. And the new story and characters, great as well. I know several people love the ditzy water one. I mean, listen to the laugh when she's shooting a little water pistol. Adorable, as well as all of the other enemies, like this absolutely little cute fucking water dragon. It's all great, but I just can't recommend it for several reasons. First of which, and biggest and most importantly, is the price. Nintendo are out of their fucking minds to charge $60 or £45. There is no way this is anywhere near $60 or £45. It feels like a shorter 3DS game. Hell, even for the level design and structure, it feels like it was originally supposed to be on the DS. And like a DS game, it is really only worth $40, £30, which is a whole lot more reasonable and would be far more worth it. Second is the whole co-op thing. If you're alone and have no local friends, then you're gonna find it kinda boring, as the AI clears rooms for you and even solves puzzles if you walk in with the correct combination. It's clear it was made with a more multiplayer focus and not for single players. But most of all, third, it's just another Kirby game. Again, it's fun. There is nothing wrong with that. It's fun. It is incredibly fun to play through. But after the fantastic Triple Deluxe and the equally as fantastic Robobot, it just feels like a third one. It's another one. And in some aspects, it's lesser than its two predecessors. Again, while there is inherently nothing wrong with that, keeping the status quo can be lethal to a series. I mean, look at Call of Duty. While still selling, it's nowhere near as popular as it was. Some even hate it, and it took quite a shake-up of World War II, even though not an original concept, to get the corpse back up and running. Or a more prevalent example, Pokemon. First generation, brand new thing, great, everyone loved it. Second generation, Johto Journeys, just as good, everyone loved it. Third generation Ruby and Sapphire, some people consider that the high point, better than the first, better than the second. Ruby and Sapphire, fucking top of the mountain. But then the formula started to repeat too much, like to the exact letter, and the fourth started to see a decline. The fifth, Black and White, was considered the lowest point and the worst one, except for the fluffy chicken dragon with the big feathery penis. And six, well, the villains were shit, and it was more of the same. It was stale, it was boring, and it took the removal of gyms for the fun trials and the Z crystals, and a whole shake-up to get the series going again. And Ultra Moon then turned out to be one of my favourite Pokemon games, and many others' favourite Pokemon games. And at its core, it still remained the same. It's still level up, fight the trainers and so on, but it elevated the concept. Innovation of a concept while remaining true to its core. We had two others show this off this year, and this is where it ties back to Star Allies, a game for the Switch. The Switch, the new console, taking the world by storm, leading the next generation, the best seller. Zelda rocked the world with its fresh take on the open world Zelda, as among other things it did. I mean, the weapon degradation was too far and ruined the game in some aspects. Oh look, Breath of the Wild Link is in the new Smash. Can't wait for the Master Sword to break and then you get completely bodied by someone because you haven't got a fucking weapon. But aside from the weapon degradation, for the most part, it was a breath of fresh air, a fresh take on the series with its open world, mostly praised as one of the best Zelda games. Mario Odyssey hitting the top seller in 3 days, keeping the idea of Mario 64 or Sunshine, a open level with the stars that you've got to collect. That remains the same, but then we innovated. We went to more interesting settings. Rather than grasslands, desert, forest, ice world, fire world, boss, we get the nicely watercoloured Food Kingdom, New Donk City, as well as the innovation of Cappy. The same basic blueprint, but an innovation in a good way. So it's Kirby's time on the Switch. What kind of Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Breath of Fresh Air are they going to bring to Kirby for Kirby on the Switch? It's another one. It's just Triple Deluxe again. It's just Robobot again. I mean, hell, even the generals are just a reskin of Susie. But that's okay. It's good. It's fun. But it's not the big game changer everyone was expecting. And if Kirby hopes to go on in future, I have to agree with Derek from Game Explain. I have to agree with Jim. I have to agree with all the other reviewers. It was fun. It was really fun. So fun, but it's just more of the same. And we've now hit the Diamond and Pearl level. We've now hit the Call of Duty level. We've now hit the new Super Mario Brothers series level of it's just the same. And if you really want the next Kirby game to sell, you've really got to shake it up. We need to see that Kirby Odyssey to really kick it back up rather than just being, oh, it's just a fourth one. And to finish off, going back to the purists, that have kindly shouted down my earhole, "Why does Kirby need to innovate? He will just fuck it up again." You know where innovation gets us? You know where it gets us? It gets us Canvas Curse. It gets us Kirby and the Rainbow Paintbrush. You know where innovation gets? It gets us Colour Splash. It gets us Chibi Robot Ziplash. It gets us Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and fucking Bolts. I mean, okay, but not every game can be a winner. And that's what experimentation is. To experiment. You know, you won't know what won't work unless you try. And if you want the best example of something not working but then being taken to a whole new plane, we just have to look at me. At the greatest example from the greatest dragon in all of gaming. Today, it's standard that I can shoot 4 elements: fire, ice, thunder, earth, or some variations. But you know what adventure I learned to do that? Thought about it. Enter the Dragonfly. Yes, the worst one in the series, the one that everyone considers the worst and I'll admit is shit. If it was not for my adventure rescuing the dragonflies, my second incarnation onwards would not be spitting a multitude of elements out of our mouths. Although it is a shame that I forgot how to do the greatest breath of all. Fucking bubble breath! But while Enter the Dragonfly was an overall failure, there was still a success of the different breaths. Everybody loved the fact that I could shoot multiple elements, and they were like, that's a great idea, let's keep it. Or Ziplash. Again, failure, but I really loved her new powers, like how Chibi could swing her tail round and use it as a grappling hook to swing across gaps, or throw it forward as an electric lance to power items on the other side of the gap. These were great ideas. I would like to see them put into a real Chibi robot game. So while I do see worries of failure, if given the correct care and attention, like Odyssey, you could make that amazing 3D Kirby game. That next shake-up for the Switch, the Kirby for the Switch that everyone was hoping for. Fuck, considering how good Odyssey was, just give Kirby to the B team, I'm sure they can pull it off. But yeah, a really fun, fantastic game. I enjoyed mostly my time with it. The arena and Soul Melter was a bit bullshit, but it's a really fun, fantastic game, and I would recommend you play it, but I can't recommend it for $60. I can't recommend it for £40. It's just not worth it, and if you can only buy one game, then either buy a couple of indie games that are coming to the Switch, like Hollow Knight or even Celeste, which is okay, or just wait for Kirby Triple Deluxe to go on sale. Nintendo have a sale, haha, funny joke.